49.97 is the 1A classification record from 2016, last accomplished by Burton. No team here is under 51, so that would take maybe a little bit of an effort, but we will see just what we can produce on the track.
All right, let's go over these lane assignments one more time as these ladies get into their blocks. Calvert, Silverton, TLC, Abilene, Hart, Bront, Milford, Throke-Martin, Gordon, and Dehannis in lane number 9. And Corey, we're off to a great start here in the 1A 4x100 meter relay.
Yeah, looking for the first pass here over the first leg. Throckmorton in a good position. Dehannis running really well in that 9th lane there. But the middle of the track now coming up.
Yes, Dehannis looks great now in lane 9, but also in the middle of the track in the maroon uniform.
That looks like Hart.
Yeah, Hart is making a big push in lane 4.
Yeah, and they have done really well through the first 3 exchanges. Throckmorton is behind by a significant margin. Here comes Hart.
We have Hart now running away with this one, about a 10-meter lead on the rest of the field. On the outside in lane 7, Throckmorton's trying to close in, but they're going to finish second.
Hart comes out of the 1A championship as the winner here. What a performance over 4 legs, 50.2.
Reed in 1, Ava Grooms in 2, Emma Parker is in 3, Giselle Esparza is in 4, Emily Jackson in 5, Candace Puvowski in 6, Casey Glasgow in 7, Brianna Francis is in 8, and Jocelyn Martinez is in 9.
Olivia, I just looked on the mile split rankings for win legal 100-meter hurdle times. I got nothing at 1A. I do have FAT times, and we have 3 of the top 1A girls here going into the final. Got to look at Emily Jackson in lane 5, 16:01 at regionals, 15:62 overall personal best. She's going to go right up against Giselle Esparza, who's run 15:93, and JC Glasgow in lane 7. I think those 3 girls are probably going to be in the mix here when we look at just executing at the finish line.
As you mentioned with Emily Jackson, that 15:62 it puts her really close to that Conference 1A record, which was set last year by Allie Scott. So we have an opportunity to see some really fast performances in this short hurdles. And Giselle Esparza, kind of in the center of your screen right now with that W across her chest with the blue uniform, looks very focused and ready to go.
Yeah, we did get a number of false starts yesterday.
Oh,
so
yes, we did.
You know, hopefully that turns the corner here. We change it up. We don't see some of those faults, I think, at the line. I think just it's a matter of making sure you're waiting for the gun, you're not moving, you're reacting when you hear the sound.
Yes, reaction is key. We had 3 false starts and disqualifications yesterday, which just took my heart out of my chest and just like ripped it up. It was so heartbreaking to see, so we never want to see that here, especially at the state championships. They've gone through 3 rounds to get to this point.
You don't travel all the way in to false start either, so yeah. Luckily, some of them had extra events competing yesterday, so they got some redemption, but that being said, 33-inch hurdles for the girls here, 1A, 6A. They're going to attack them as best they can over 10 frames, hopefully be precise as possible, not hit any, and get to the finish line.
That is the key to being a state champion in this event. And just looking at last year's results, Emily Jackson finished 3rd in this event into a -0.6 win where she went 15:74.
I think we got a standing start here maybe in 7.
Oh, we do.
JC Glasgow just says, I'm not using blocks. Wow.
The only one in the field, too.
Bold move, Cotton.
And they're off out there in lane, in the middle of the track there.
That is Jackson. Over the second half, she has commanded the race.
And that is Emily Jackson, who finished 3rd in this event as a junior and is going to grab the state title now as a senior.
15:57. Looks like win legal, negative win, 0.6 seconds to take home the victory. Emily Jackson of bronze.
Danny McCrae, we were just talking some track, and all of a sudden I saw the 4x2s getting on the track. I'm like, Danny, I got to go up and commentate real quick, so I ran up the stairs.
All right, catch your breath, Olivia, catch your breath. Tilden McMullen in lane 5 has run a best of 2 this season. They are in lane 5, and the only team under 151 from the regional seeds here. They will be the team to watch. But as we've seen across 3 days of action here, it's not really what your seeds are, it's how you compete on the day. And anything can happen in these 4x2s.
Anything can happen here as they're getting into their blocks, all settled to go. They're going to be in their lanes all the way. There's no cutting in whatsoever. So the stagger is going to be tremendous. So Ashley and I were talking about this yesterday, how you just have to be patient all the way through. Just try to catch the person out in front of you. If you can make up some ground, that would be great. But we're really going to see everything shift as we get to the 3rd and 4th legs. But we have a clean start here to kick off the 4x200 meter relay. Out well, that looks to be Loop with that. Oh yeah, she looks great. Red uniform, black bottoms, already making up the stagger on Nazareth. The team on the top of your screen.
It looks like they might have front-loaded. Oh, the exchange it did not go well, though.
That did not go as planned.
That did not go well, but she could have had such an advantage where it doesn't matter. Really depends. But in the middle of the track there, I think Gail Borden looks pretty good so far. But again, this race has not unfolded yet. A lot of action still to be determined here.
I'm not sure if we'll have a DQ there. The yellow flag never went up, but this is Loop.
Still out in front, looks like on that handoff. And they're competing with Nazareth, kind of on those outside lanes. Tilden McMullen and Blum have a lot of work to do here in this leg.
There's a lot of action happening in the middle of the track.
It could come down to the anchor, as it might always come down to the anchor. Loop's starting to fall off a little bit in the final meters here. Everyone catching up. Here comes the anchors.
Loop is just not having the best day when it comes to exchanges, but look to the center of the track. That is Gail Borden.
Gail Borden running fantastically here in the anchor, might single-handedly take this team to the victory here as she comes into the straightaway.
Gail Borden with a strong finish.
Tilden McMullen now offering a final 50-meter charge, waited patiently to make that move, and she's going to take the victory here. Thundering hand swing with the win.
That's going to be Tilden McMullen. Look at the smile on her face, Corey. She's like, did we just win a state title?
That race had a little bit of everything. It had intrigue, chaos, handoffs. In the end, it went to the top seed, Tilden McMullen, who got the job done on the final handoff.
The anchor is just in complete shock right now. She keeps looking up at the scoreboard like, I need to make sure it is confirmed that we won. They're going to be your state champions with a 148.41. Gail Borden will finish second with a 148.97. And then Nazareth, who was in the outside lane, will finish with a 149.02. We have seen champions being crowned, and we're now going to move into the rest of the day with the 300-meter hurdle race. 1A classification scheduled to compete in today's final. You're going to have Anna Suarez in 1, Lily Cunningham in 2, Tay Morris in 3, Maddie Francis in 4, Gracie Lane in 5, Emily Jackson in 6, Navia Streeter in 7, Giselle Esparza in 8, and Emma Samaran in 9.
You got the 30-inch hurdles here for the girls, 300-meter hurdles. Lily Cunningham comes in here with that seed of 48.14, but she's run 45.23 April 22nd at Regions. That is moving, and I think that is under the 1A class record. So Cunningham in 2 has an opportunity to go after it. She is going to be the top seed here. But Gracie Lane in 5 out of Gordon, 45.79 on the season. She's going to be right there. So Olivia, I think we have a chance to break another 1A record here between these two girls.
What a special moment that could be. That was set back in 2022 with a 46.08. So potentially with Cunningham and Lane in the mix, a senior and a freshman, we can see a sub 46 performance. And here today we have another talented runner taking the start without blocks. That would be in lane 5. That's going to be Lane. So interesting approach to this race.
Look at that lane to Lily Cunningham of Throckmorton starting to make up the gap already through one hurdle.
Wow, look at her.
On a competition.
She is moving, Corey. She's already clearing all the hurdles in front of the rest of the field.
And lane 5 is actually working pretty well too, so it might come down to these two girls yet again. Cunningham has to do a little, oh, we got a little bit of a fall there in 3, but right now, look at Lane now pulled away.
Lane and Cunningham coming off the turn, and it's going to be Lane.
These final hurdles are always the most crucial as you try to get your steps just right. Lane still has the advantage on Cunningham.
Last hurdle, and it is going to be Lane.
Olivia, look at this time. That is an incredible 1A performance from Gracie Lane, a freshman. 43.73 shatters the conference 1A record.
Demolishes the conference record. That stood for only 2 years. 43.73 from Lane. Cunningham with another great performance of 44.17, also underneath that mark, and right outside of that conference record with Giselle Esparza with a 46.09.
Yeah, 1A's differently. They're built differently in the hurdles this year in the girls section. Big ups to Gracie Lane and Lily Cunningham, just with phenomenal performance here at the state championships.
Gracie Lane looked incredible during that run. You're looking at your new state champion. We're going to remain here on the Vernon North Side, Gordon, Avalon, Throckmorton, Robbie, Nazareth, Tilden, McMullen County, Blum, and Gale Borden. Here are your top 9 relay teams in the state for the 1A classification.
We're off here in the 1A 4x4. We're watching out for Throckmorton's girls and Gordon's girls in lanes 2 and 4. Already it looks like Throckmorton off to a very good start.
Very quick start, that is for sure, as they're demolishing this first leg. Also looking good, I believe that might be Nazareth in lane 6, making up the stagger on Tilden McMullen.
Patience is a virtue in the 400 meters, so it's not really how you get out in that first 200, it's really how you close down and get that stick over to your teammate. So we're starting to see some of that fatigue set in for teams who have been racing all day long. Here comes, looks like Nazareth in 6 potentially, followed by Roby.
That's going to be Throckmorton and Roby in 4 and 5. They're the teams in red and blue in the middle of the track.
That's 5 and 6 for Roby and Nazareth out there at front.
Yes, excuse me, Robbie, Nazareth looking really good. Nazareth with the slight advantage.
And they entered with a 4:17, so a little out of the picture here, but they're going to take the lead at the break on Roby.
Nazareth, Roby, 3 other teams have something to say about that.
And that is Throckmorton immediately back into the picture here with their second leg. And I think we'll see that pretty much here in the 4x4 as the batons pass. We're going to see some stronger legs probably impact this relay.
The crowd reacts to Throckmorton overtaking the rest of this field and adding a little bit of separation coming down the home stretch in this second leg.
Yeah, a very good job by this second runner of Throckmorton to put down the pace, but they still have 50 meters to go, and other teams are now charging ahead.
We have 3 teams wide in the second exchange.
That's Gordon now out in front, trying to go on the shoulder of Throckmorton. Gordon decides to slip in the lane.
I believe that's Blum with the neon yellow uniforms sliding into third. Robbie in fourth.
This race is not decided just yet. We have 6 teams.
6 solid teams in this
the mix here. Roby makes a move on Gordon. Now into second, and they are gaining on Throckmorton.
Throckmorton takes a very quick glance over her left shoulder. Robbie trying to close. Robbie with the quicker steps.
This is going to come down to the anchor. Whoa, look at this move here being made.
Robbie overtakes Throckmorton going into the final leg.
Maybe a 5-meter difference between Roby and Throckmorton.
Roby, Throckmorton going 1-2.
And here comes Hawk mode from Throckmorton. Wants to go on the outside, but waiting just now. On the shoulder now, 200 meters to go. Roby responds.
Here comes Gordon with the white uniform, black leggings. Look at the sprint, Corey. 150 meters to go.
She's got to get around those two, though.
Sprinting.
She's got to get around Throckmorton, though. Here comes Gordon on the outside.
Does she have enough room, have enough speed to overtake Throckmorton coming down the home stretch?
Gordon with a winning move. Can she pull it off? Throckmorton has a little bit more left. Oh, she buckles. Here comes Throckmorton for the win. Oh, devastation on her face. She almost had it. Throckmorton said, had just a little bit more. 309.14. That's 406.93. My apologies. 406.93. That's a new conference 1A record by a long shot by Throckmorton.
What a race to the finish. Throckmorton just crazy demolishing that conference record. Gordon also dipping underneath with a 407.89. 57.32 for that anchor leg for Throckmorton. Robbie, 407.89.
They were up, they were down, they were around, and they finally finished with the win here at Throckmorton of 1A.